If you're still scrambling to find a go-to offense in college football 26, this might be the one that changes everything. Today I'm giving you a preview of my UAB offensive scheme, built around elite spacing, bombing coverages, and overpowered run plays. What I'm about to show you is just a sample from the full scheme over at acemadden.com. Right now it starts with tight Y off, and we're going to build this out with trips tight end and bunch tight end, and eventually add some more formations as well. So if you're struggling against drop zones, match, or man coverage, pay close attention to these setups. And if you're ready to unlock the entire offense with detailed breakdowns and answers for every defense, check out the full scheme at acemadden.com. And make sure to use code BLAZER for 25% off on your membership. You'll gain access to everything that's on the site, including the new UAB scheme. Now let's get into it. The first play I'm going to break down is tight end corner out of tight Y off. This is one of my all-time favorite plays. And this setup was one that I used last year in both college football and in Madden. So when you run this formation, I recommend doing it with the tight end and the running back to the short side of the field. So if the ball's on the right hash, make sure they're on the right. And then if the ball's on the left hash, make sure your formation's flipped. So the setup's going to be post your tight end and streak your running back. So for those of you who have been members on the site, you probably know this setup. It's one of my favorites. Just read the tight end post first, then move to the running back streak. And this running back streak is going to be open constantly. Needs to be usered, or they need to have a shaded down vert hook to take it away. But to start with the tight end post and then move to the running back. Man coverage will take away the running back streak as well. And if they play man coverage, we have 3 other routes to go to. Really 4 if you count the speed out. So it's really not a big deal if they do play man coverage. But this play just has really good spacing across the board. If they commit to the running back side with their user, then you're probably going to have the return route on the other side, like this. And it's just very easy to get quick yardage. You get the ball out of your hands very quickly. And it's overall one of my favorite setups in the game. So let's run this a few more times just to show you it's very consistent. We're just going against random defense here. This was a cover 2. These vert hooks are dropping way too far back. Against man coverage, look for your post, corner, or your return route. Next up, we have PA slot cross out of tight Y off, and this is going to be good versus soft zone coverage or cover 0. So let's start against a cover 4 quarters, and I'll show you a very easy quick throw you can do. Drag your tight end. You can block your running back or put him on a flat. That's up to you. If you're expecting a blitz, just keep him in the block. And then if you look at Y, he's on a deep cross, but it ends at the 30-yard line. So it's kind of a flat deep cross. I prefer the hot route version. It gets a little deeper. Notice how he ends at about the 23-yard line now. And that's going to get comfortably above cloud flats. So if your opponent's in a cover 4 quarters or a palms, and you know he is, and he's playing off coverage, just throw this immediately, rack it, and take it to the crib. If your opponent presses his cover 4 quarters, it's not going to be as easy to throw. You're going to see that he gets out there and kind of contests it a little bit better. You can still maybe fit it in for a quick throw, but you're definitely not getting a touchdown out of it. But just notice how the slot cornerback, well, not the slot cornerback, the outside cornerback jumps in a little bit, giving you this throw or this window. But you have to be very decisive with it. If you don't know what your opponent's in, that's not really going to be a good throw for you. Now let's talk about the other zone coverages. So if we just do, let's just do random. Have a look at some other throws here. You're going to see that the spacing between the deep cross and the dig, or the speed dig as I'd call it, is pretty good. And it's going to be hard to user both. So we have the drag underneath. The user might run with it for a second. If he gets off of it, you can throw him later. But the speed dig separates versus man coverage. And this is just a very easy, fundamental type setup. Anybody can run it. Right here, probably not the best throw to throw the drag here. Should have waited on the deep cross or the dig. You can, of course, throw your check down to your running back. Hopefully get a better rack than that. Deep cross on the sideline. One more time. As you can see, just a very easy play to run. Okay, now let's talk about a play that can only be found in the UAB playbook, which is quarterback wrap from bunch tight end. Is this play the most amazing thing ever? No, not really. The animation takes a little bit too long, but it can get big gains. So I'm going to run this a few times. You're going to see that you can get good yardage. It kind of just depends on the defense your opponent's in, but the animation does take a bit. Like right there, see it looks a little bit sluggish, but it is cool that we have this in the UAB bunch tight end and no other bunch tight end has it. And I think against very specific looks, it can generate some big gains, kind of like this. Just try not to use it too much because, first of all, it's not that great. And then, second off, you do have quarterback wear and tear to worry about. And then, lastly, you do have potential fumbling issues because you're not on conservative anymore, where you can't use conservative. But you can get some decent yardage like this. So I think it's a play worth mixing in maybe once or twice a game. If you want a more consistent quarterback run to use, we do have quarterback blast and trips halfback week. And I'll go ahead and briefly show this to you. This one just gets upfield very quickly. And as you can see, my offensive lineman just absolutely murdered that guy. Keep running this a few more times. But running back actually gets out and blocks pretty well. This is just a really good play to use down towards the goal line as well, because it's really hard to not get yardage. You know, you're going forward pretty much immediately. And unless they have a shoot for this, you're going to get something. Like right there, we got, 6 yards? I've yet to see it, stop me in the backfield. Unless your opponent has some kind of like labbed up shoot for this run, I highly doubt that he's going to stop it in the backfield. I'll just run it one more time just to show you it's super consistent. Even against a pinch D line, feel pretty confident you're going to get positive yardage. And the nice thing about this formation is we have a ton of gimmick plays. So we have halfback direct, we have halfback angle screen, quarterback blast that we just went over, wide receiver mid screen, RPO alert bubble. So all of these are good plays for road games where the stadium pulse is maxed out. So you halfback direct. This one's really hard to shoot. Very easy to hit the edge or go through the B gap in this case. So this is just one of the best plays to have in your playbook. And we actually have a couple of them. Now let's go back to bunch tight end. We have one of the best quick snap plays in the game with mesh dig. And this is going to be good versus pretty much any coverage. And the setup I'm going to show you is going to be streak your tight end and then block your running back. Or you could just max protect and streak your tight end, either one. And you just read this from, in this case, left to right. It's very easy. I would start with the drag, then to the deep cross, and then to the dig. There's a deep cross. It's very similar to the play we just went over out of tight Y off, but just out of a different formation. Let's just run this a few more times. I'm sure you guys kind of get the gist of this. It's very simple. It kind of reminds me of bunch strong dagger. Very similar concepts. And that's one of the best plays from last year. The difference is you don't have that ISO fade. You have the tight end streak. Right there. Really, the crosser was the only thing that separated consistently, or separated by quite a bit. I would recommend using the max protect because that's going to fix your pass protection. If you don't do that, you have this baked in half slide left. And honestly, I hate their baked in pass protections this year. So I would just max protect and then streak. Hit the drag if it's open. And if the drag's being covered by the user, there's a good chance that your deep cross or your dig are going to be open. So that's your sneak peek of the UAB offense. If you want the full scheme, go check it out on acemadden.com. Tight Y off is currently up. Trips tight end and bunch tight end are coming very soon, so be on the lookout for those. Anyways, that's it for the video. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.